corn toss and this guy just hitting people left and right.
Yeah, vulture, we're at
He's hit like 3 people already. He's hitting more and he's hurting people's wrists and right out front, like right in front, directly in front, on the crosswalk.
They're awkward and weird. What? Cha-cha-cha. Free-wheel bicycle.
And it finds its way to the hole. A small clap, but a good clap. You're tuned in to your favorite podcast, Three Wheel Bicycle Podcast, that is. Sponsored by the one and only Vanderheiden Design Spray Paint Art. That's VANDERHEIDEN Design. Type it in to any sort of social media platform. Or Google. I'm just going to shut up and we're going to get into the show. Thank you. Shoot. Welcome to Three Wheel Bicycle Podcast. Oh, man, I'm your host, Stevie V, for the evening, day, whatever time you are listening to the show. Currently recording this December 4th, but it's coming out December 5th. December 5th is National Blue Jeans Day, celebrating comfort and style. According to Google here, I don't know. Jeans are pretty nice, don't get me wrong. I do like a good pair of blue jeans, but more of a sweatpants guy nowadays. And I do like my basketball shorts. Also, it's National Bartender Day, honoring bartenders worldwide. Heck yeah. Cheers to the bartenders. Hopefully, I'm sure y'all do a good job. Oh, man. Speaking of bartenders, have not had a sip of alcohol in about 3 weeks now. Maybe a month, I'm not sure. Not that it really matters. I guess it does matter. To me, it matters, I guess. But either or. Sipping on some vitamin water. Have you guys ever had the vitamin water? I said last time I wanted to try something a little bit different. So trying out. Not trying. This is the one that I've been liking, I guess. Where the hell's the Tropical Citrus Energy? It kind of tastes like a mellow yellow, but watered down in a sense. Maybe not watered down. No carbonation. And let's see. What else is National Day? We got International Ninja Day. Heck yeah. I'm going to have to. I was switching up tried messing with the buttons a little bit. Re-recorded some. The audience reactions, obviously down here in the basement, the dungeon. Let's see, what else do we got on here? And then I'm going to get into just some other random shit. Not going to be a long show. It's going to be a little bit shorter of a one, but either or. And it is also International Volunteer Day. So if you have the chance to volunteer, December 5th would be the day. Heck yeah. So, yeah, hopefully everybody's been doing good. Of course it is December. So, like per usual, they do the Spotify Wrapped for the year. So, just going to go over some of these. Also, I want to give a big, huge shout out to all of you for continuously throwing this into your ear. Obviously, you're getting something out of it. Hopefully, laughter, maybe learning something, maybe inspired. But either or, I just wanted to thank you. So essentially, what it is saying here, we are the top 10 show for 37 of our fans, which, hey, that is pretty badass. Top 5 show for 30 of the fans, which is pretty amazing. This year, we I'm talking so fast. Reached 20 countries overall. Total audience went up 23%, and total new audience, it said, went up 999%. So hey, shoot, that's pretty dang good. Thank you, all of you. The other thing it said on here, it tells you what your top countries are, of course, which is really cool because I like being able to see, just obviously how far this podcast is actually reached. I just, and I have to I'm going to be giving some shout outs here too, in a few. The number one country, obviously, that we reach is the United States because we are living in the United States. Number 2 came in hard. Canada. Number 3 is Australia. Number 4, South Africa. And number 5 is Ireland. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to switch up that audience button. Yeah, I don't know. It's really cool at the beginning, but in the end, I don't know. Or not in the end, but I don't want to do something fast. Anyway, I'm fucking rambling. So yeah, shout out. I was just on Broken Wing Nuts. Speaking of Canada, huge shout out to friend Jason up there in Canada. Real cool dude. Brief little conversation, but it's always a good conversation. The South Africa, I want to give a huge shout out to the boy Jiggy. He has been on the show before. It was just a brief conversation. I'm going to be doing something too. That's another thing. This coming year, I'm going to be doing a little bit different stuff here with the podcast. Going to be doing a little bit of updating type stuff too. One of the wonderful things be spending my money on versus the old brewskis, you know what I mean? That stuff does really it burns a hole in your pocket. Well, I mean, what doesn't anymore? You know what I mean? But yeah. So, losing my train of thought there for a second. It'll happen. Anywho. So yeah, definitely go check them fellows out. Also, shout out to Cletus Ray. Maybe I should just do this one instead. But this laughing, and I don't. Yeah. So I apologize. Yeah. I'll get it fixed next time. Anywho, shout out to Cletus Ray's Roadside Service. Cheer. So I can just do fucking sound effects myself. Also, huge shout out to Coach Casey. He is over there with the Music Lovers podcast. I'm just going off the top of my head. I did have a couple things that I wrote down, but not a whole hell of a lot. So another thing too, being that it's December, the other shout out I wanted to give as well too. It goes along with what I was getting into. Man, I am just all over the place. Beings that it's December. What I had been liking, I don't even know if that's a fucking word. What I like to do, I guess, essentially, I got this book a few years ago, a Mary Macabre coloring book by Mr. Sam, I believe it's Sheeran's, Creepy Christmas. But I like to, just kind of read one of the stories out of it. I do know some people like it. I mean, it is Christmas time. I need to be a little festive. That's another thing I need to jot down here. We need to do some jingle bells. But anyway, this is the story out of the book here, the Mary Macabre. It's like I said, it says it's a coloring book, but anyway. So this one is titled "The Messengers." In much of the Western world, as far back as ancient Greece, the owl was seen as a symbol of wisdom, to say the very least. Though seen around the world, representing so much more, some might say these birds are infamous, found throughout folklore. Among the Kikuyu of Kenya, they're the harbingers of death. Man, this one. Okay. All right, here we go. I tell you what, I'm not too good at pronouncing words, okay? All right. So we're going to go to the next one. Snow demons. Snow demons. With every winter's legend told, no matter the origin or however old, the great elder ones who spread the fear, whose warning bells signal them near, all in need of a little help, though not from angels or from elves. The snow demons take many forms and go by many names. They accompany Old Krampus and Perchta. I don't know if that's right. So legends say they help gather up the ones who are naughty and all who misbehave. They'll drag off inside a sack or send you to your grave. Known to some as Straggle, in legend, forest folk, half man, half beast, all demon. Their appearance is no joke. Some adorned with goat horns, others look like deer. All bear horrid, glaring eyes. Their gaze alone strikes fear. Their teeth are spiked or broken, mishappen like a beast. If Krampus will permit it, on your very flesh they'll feast. Cloven hooves they walk upon and stride with ease through snow. Just how they came to be this way is something we don't know. The myths speak of course, a spell cast by a fairy. These creatures were once human folk, though not forever hairy. A lumberjack may be transformed into a boven beast, a larger type like the minotaur, robust to say the least. These are just the muscle and not so bright to match. Just hustled to haul the badly behaved, the latest batch of yearly catch. Though fearful you must be, that they may cart you off. Some may simply beat your legs or whip you in a loincloth. They'll sit on you or chase you down, half naked and all over town, perhaps just to stare at you and teach you a lesson, to be better behaved and to quit your messin'. Aside from the guide or the warnings they teach, to be good and generous. With each strike, they preach, raising up the branches as they threaten to beat you. Be thankful, above all, they're not going to eat you. The snow demons. Those look kind of crazy. Weird looking. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I apologize to the people that really do dig the whole reading the stories thing, but man, it is kind of a struggle to get through that shit. I'm not going to lie. Because then I'm still trying to think about the other things that I'm had in mind for the show. But, yeah, that's the snow demons. A little folklore. Essentially, I guess it just sounded the Krampus and another thing that looked like Krampus. That's kind of what the picture looked like. I apologize if I said something wrong. Or pronounced something wrong. If I did, fucking whatever, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. What did I want to? Oh yeah. Let's see here. So I had some screenshots here. Oh. And I did have it loaded up, but of course every time I go to my damn phone and everything. Okay. Check this. Yep. Son of a gun. I apologize. I wasn't ready. There we go. Albums. Boom. Hell yeah. All right. Well, we're just going to go down the list. This is according to 4 hours ago, posted by Culture Collective. Trump's major cannabis law change in the U.S. explained amid warning on horrifying new side effect. What in the heck? Honestly, I have I have been seeing some of this stuff about I did screenshot it. Where did you go? Right here. Doctor warns U.S. citizens about signs of Okay, it's SCROMITING. Scroting? Brutal cannabis side effect, sending thousands to ER. Can you believe some of this shit here, guys? I know some of y'all have smoked. You know what I mean? And you're around my age. If we know each other personally. So, when do you think it's actually going to happen where people are just going to come out and be like, you know what, it's not really that bad? And unfortunately, I don't really foresee, that happening, which is really a bummer. And it's not because, I smoke constantly. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with the fact that it does help a lot of people. I've heard cases where people do stop drinking because of this. Was that my case? It was not. But it has helped people to stop drinking, amongst many other things. With seizures. I can't even talk. Seizures. Which really isn't a laughing matter. Cancer. It helps with a number of things. But it just trips me out now how people, All right. In my personal opinion, I truly believe the reason why they're harping down, quote unquote, harping down on it is because they have no fucking regulation on it. Which is, I mean, as far as your hemp products go, I guess with the THCA, and all that good stuff, it is, you know what I mean? The government doesn't actually have regulation on it versus when you go to your store just down the street and the government regulates how much THC and everything goes into that. So obviously they have their hands in it versus, what's going on. But, I could be fucking totally wrong because I get things not mixed up. I was going to see, that's another thing I'm trying to work on too. Is like not talk shit about myself because I was going to be like, oh, because I'm a dipshit. That's why you shouldn't listen to me. But that's not true. I'm not a fucking dipshit. But yeah, so that, I guess that's just like kind of my feeling on it. And, another thing too with like, I guess I'll just get into it with like the whole, drinking aspect, I guess, with the fact that you can go down to your local, gas station, not if you're here, obviously. But in other states, you can go to your local gas station, get yourself some beer. You can go to certain bars that sell open packaged or packaged liquor or whatever. Fucking good. Hoofda. Shout out to 10 for 10 also. That's the other thing I was going to get into about the reading part. That's why I didn't read part of Joey's books or part of his book today. Was because of the Christmas stories. But yeah, shout out to 10 for 10. Definitely go check them dudes out. But yeah, that's the other thing that sparked me. That was a great conversation last week because Joey's been through some of the same similar stuff. But anywho, back to the drink. Oh man, great, good times. I'm not saying that it's bad for you, bad for the next person. Personally, for me, it's just not. I don't know. It's just not really in my fucking cards anymore. But after. It's crazy once you stop doing it and the amount of shit that you actually see that it causes, drama, you know what I mean? And like expense stuff as well. That's a pretty big, pretty big factor too. And the reason why I'm just like, I just don't really, you know what I mean? I could spend my money on way more different, better shit to help myself grow. You know what I mean? And anyway, yeah. But yeah, there goes all of the, the depression, just feeling bad, about yourself too. That's kind of one of the, shitty perks of consistently drinking, I guess. But it's not, that might not be the case for you. But like I was noticing today when I was at work, and it's really funny, the other fellow that I work with, he always make this joke because he has cops on the TV. But, I just noticed that if they can't see that, like, alcohol is one of the biggest problems, like, that's the thing that's so fucked, I guess, with, just with everything, you know what I mean? You turn cops on in every single, more than 9 times out of 10, every single one of those stories, alcohol is involved. Now, I'm not trying to sound fucking preachy and shit like that, because I know some of y'all like to kick back and have a brewski or two. But yeah, that and shoot, what was the other thing? Oh, like news related stuff. You know what I mean? There's always drinking and driving, accidents and stuff. So yeah, if you are drinking, definitely get yourself a sober ride because that shit's expensive too. That's another way they'll they'll get you. But yeah, let's see what else do I got on here. I had a couple other things that were really just kind of strange about. Well, I thought I did anyway. Oh. Study finds that cannabis is 114 times less deadly than alcohol. Cannabis was rated the safest of all substances surveyed, and that's according to the Hemp Project. So that's, crazy cool stuff. Crazy cool stuff that nobody, recognizes, I guess, because we were told, so long ago, essentially, that, you know what I mean? It's the whole reefer madness thing, you know what I mean? Like, your grandparents called it dope, you know what I mean? But now, in a sense, when you look at it, dope's just, meth, or another sort of rock substance, I guess. And it could be some other things too, I guess, but anyway. We'll just get off of that. Should we just get off of that topic for now? This is really, really interesting. Some of these other screenshots on here, looks like, oh shoot, I've already been going for almost a half hour now. I'm not going to edit any of this either. We're just going to let it rip, so I apologize if there's some couple little sections in there where it's just a blank pause. So this is some stuff from back in the day, I guess you could say. So do you guys remember that movie, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? It was essentially about a guy that was a cop, and his mom came, rode along with him type stuff, little little mother-son bonding. Anyway, but yeah, the funny little thing behind it, Arnold Schwarzenegger secretly pretended he wanted to star in the movie Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, so Sylvester Stallone would grab the role. Then Stallone later called it one of the worst films in the entire solar system. I mean, you can't blame him there. I do remember watching that movie. It was kind of goofy cool. The only reason I liked watching it was because of Sylvester Stallone. Remember back in the day, Rambo, First Blood Part 2. Fucking headbutted the microphone. Oh, mola. Yeah, hopefully everybody has the past couple weeks have been going amazing for you. Just around here, just been trying to get some, commission painting. Just got done with that. Like I said at the beginning of the episode too, if you can, just click the link down below or type into Vanderheiden Design if you're looking for some unique artwork. But yeah, I did that, and I have another piece that I'm going to be working on this weekend for Christmas present for a friend of hers. So that'll be pretty sweet. Super excited about that. And then I got to get a painting packaged up. I'm just going to, she was actually on the show, man, a year or so ago, maybe. Tammy, shout out to her. One of her poems was on the show. I was pretty grateful that she allowed me to play that, and she was on the show. She's been doing all kinds of cool stuff. I've known her for, holy moly, many, many, many years. But yeah, definitely go check that episode out. I think it was probably about a year or so ago, maybe maybe even more. Time really goes by fast these days anyway. But yeah, just doing some of that, and yeah, working, painting, working more. Loving the job. Shout out to Forbidden Leaf. If you need any sort of vapes, they got the Lost Marys, a few of them Geek Bars. Oh, they got the Mike Tysons there. Crazy fun fact. Jesus, this is like a spawn. No, this is not a sponsor. The Mike Tyson, like the little vape things that they have. Me personally, I don't vape with the nicotine stuff too much anymore. Well, I don't, period. I don't smoke cigarettes or vape. But anyway, I used to do those little Mike Tyson ones, and I found out that he actually had those like based off of like a mouth, like the mouth guard, like that kind of material. So you can sit there and like you could bite on it too, which obviously makes a lot of sense. Man, I don't know. It's going to be hard getting used to that. It's probably one of those things that's like, just don't even touch it. Just fucking leave it alone. Hoofda. Let's see. Trying to think. I've been messing with the sports betting stuff. Won $50 last week. Was pretty stoked. What was it? Got it off of college basketball, and I believe there was a hockey one too. I'm hoping if everything goes right. If not, I'll probably just be rolling with it solo. Sometimes maybe Dave. I'm really digging this whole, really kind of trying to zone in. I guess I don't even know if that's the right word for it, but it's really interesting, like with the quote unquote numbers, as far as like, how many yards this dude has passed, how many shots on goal, X and X, you know what I mean? Just that kind of thing. It's just really cool. So I think what I might do is just start doing one maybe once a week and just do like, picks, maybe not even, and we could compare, it'd be something kind of cool. It wouldn't be just sports, but well, yeah, I guess it would have to be. I don't fucking know. It'd be something branched off a Three-Wheel Bicycle podcast, though. I do know that. And once again, I want to thank everybody that's been following on all the social media platforms. That truly does mean a lot. Been rocking this for quite a while, and I tell you what, it might seem like it's all, laughter, but man, I tell you what, it can be pretty fucking stressful, especially when, you got, all the bands coming over constantly, and you know what I mean? The wife's trying to, love her to death, but she's one of those that it doesn't matter how you think it's clean. It's how she thinks it's clean. And I don't know. It's just, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, some kind of sports related show, because I do like in the mornings, I'll kind of do a little bit of stretching stuff. This weekend being that I'm going to be working out in the garage. I got to do some tinkering around there tomorrow since it's getting cold. Get me some propane, and I scored myself a weight bench, so I'm going to start screwing around with that. But yeah, when I, in the mornings, I'll get my coffee going and, do some, I'll take my medicine, and then I'll, do my little stretches, I guess, that I do. Kind of, I don't know, it seems like it wakes the body up pretty good. It does feel weird and kind of goofy, and I'm sure that I look goofy in front of the wife and kids, but I don't know. I guess that's one of the things, right? You're not supposed to feel comfortable when you're improving yourself, right? I mean, maybe there is, but there's going to be a weird comfort, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, yeah, and then do my stretches and then all that stuff, and then check out and see what games are going to be going on during the day, and try to crunch all that in, and then go to work. And yeah, that's pretty good times there. Man, what was it? The other day someone passed off a fake bill. That was pretty interesting. Never had that happen before. But when I was ringing him up, and then I turned and I looked at because he had a fucking wad of cash, and the color of it was just awkward. And hey, no offense, my Canadian listeners, but because I've had Canadian money before and touched it and stuff, but I don't know how to explain it. Just the texture and all that stuff and the color of it too. It was so far off. But I was just like, hey, the gal I work with, hey, do you got that pen with you? And, it's kind of funny because, it can mean so many different things. But she's like, oh, and then she went to go hand me a writing pen. And I'm like, no, check the bills one. And she's like, oh, yeah. And I went and checked it. And, yep, sure shit. It was faker and shit. And, looked at the dude. And I'm like, yeah, man, this is fucking fake, dude. And, just kind of the weird disbelief, I guess, that he had on his face. And, it was really hard to read. It was a real hard read. But so he, with all those other, he had at least $600-700, including that fake bill. So what I did was I sat there and I was like, hey man, let me see the rest of them bills, dude. I'm going to check them real quick. And the gal goes, so where did you get those? And it's like, oh, I got them from the bank. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. Well, anyway, the rest of his bills that he had were, they were good, which was kind of strange. But I'm pretty sure that dude got, he got taken for. I'm thinking, it's possible that, he could have been just screwing around, because that's just kind of how people are nowadays. You know what I mean? It's hard to trust people, but the other, I don't know. Just kind of the way he was too. It's just I don't know. But the thing he goes, so what, do I not get it back? No, you don't fucking get it back. He was acting like it's gonna give him a fucking a good $100 bill or some shit. Fuck out of here, dude. Yeah, it was pretty wild. There was a bunch of people in the store too, which it was extremely awkward for him too at the same time, and it just fucking hold shit up, you know what I mean? Try to just make it a quick and fast process, I guess. I suppose most people got shit to do. Let's see, another funny ass story from, I guess it was a couple weeks ago. There was a fella that essentially shit his pants inside of the store. It's a true fucking story too. Came in. What did he ask for? He asked for a nectar collector. And brought him over. And he started looking. Very antsy fella. Tall. Okay, I'm going to try to give you a picture. Mental fucking picture. Tall. Very tall. Very antsy. Very baggy clothes. Very baggy clothes. Had a beanie on. Okay. How's it going? Good man. Can I get one of them nectar collectors? You guys got a nectar collector? I do, man. So I take him over. We check out these nectar collectors. And then he asked for a torch, which were essentially just right by him. I was like, oh, yeah, this. And, he's like, oh, so just, slide it. And then it's like, yeah, pretty much that's kind of how it works. Oh, you guys got the wax, too. Yep, I sure do. I'll meet you over there at the other counter, buddy. And start walking over there, and he asked, you guys got a restroom we could use? Well, unfortunately, that went away a long time ago due to people would come in there and, you can just about imagine, do illegal substances. So we kind of cut that off, or they did, essentially, not me. I don't fucking own the company. Anyway, so I was like, yep, I do not, we don't have a public restroom. Okay. Oh. So now he is standing there in front of the counter where we keep all of the concentrates. And I was like, yep, the grams are up here. And now he is like doing squats up and down, up and down, up and down. It is extremely quiet. And here's the other crazy thing. And so the gal that I work with, she always has like jazz on, which I don't know. It was just it's kind of soothing, I guess. That sort of jazz. Anyway. And that shut off. So it is dead silent in there. And he's fucking going up and down, and all of a sudden, hey man, I'm sorry, I'm having an accident right now. My response was, sure, you're good, man. What can I get you, man? Oh, I'll just take that one over there. All right, cool, man. I got you. And I rang him up and took off. Or he took off. And then the funny thing was after he left, and then the gal looked over at me and she goes, Stevie, I'm pretty sure that he was actively shitting while you're standing in here. And I said, yes, I'm pretty sure you're correct on that. So, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Yes, it makes the day go by. I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head. Usually there's always something. At least once. There was almost a fight in the store. Helped some gal out. She got this cheaper vape with a friend of hers. And then the door opens. Well, when the door opens, obviously it's, the whole ding-dong thing. Well, she turns around, and the gal that comes in stops right there. And the gal at the counter turns around and starts walking towards her, and she's like, oh, hey. And she goes, don't even fucking come close to me. I am on. Or, yeah, she's just like, don't even fucking come close to me, or I'm going to fucking punch you, or something like that. And then the gal that I was helping had said something about, oh, I'm on parole, I was just coming over here to give you a hug. This, that, the other. Anywho, so long story short, after I rang out the other gal that had came in second, apparently she had woke up in her apartment, and there was a guy in there, or on her couch. There was a guy sleeping on her couch, and then all of a sudden it was that other chick, the one that I was helping, was in there, and then started cussing at her, and then, stabbed her dad or something, because it was her dad's place. It was fucking weird. Weird as shit. That's the other thing that trips me out. People that stab people. Like, I mean, you know you're going to go to fucking jail. I mean, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, I mean, it's all you're going to jail, but you still have like a 50-50 shot here if you're going to be facing a fucking murder charge or attempted murder charge. I mean, people are just fucking nuts nowadays. That is another reason, and hey, no offense to like some people, but like, that's why I truly think sometimes that some people do need to be incarcerated to understand, like, hey, there is no coming back from this stupid fucking mistake you're about ready to make. You know what I mean? But, you know, I do get it in the heat of the moment. Sometimes it, you know what I mean? People see red, as they say. But, let's see, what else do I got here? A couple more screenshots, and then I'm going to get off here. Give you something to get through your Friday afternoon, I guess you could say. I'm almost hitting an hour here. That's pretty cool. I'm going to put, so I believe I already put it on one of the shows prior. Unfortunately, it got the damn copyright. I'm pretty sure it was that. That got it. Maybe, I don't know. But Josh and I, when he had his keyboard over one night, made the little beat, and I put the sound clips from I Think You Should Leave, one of the funniest shows in my opinion. I'm going to put that at the end of the episode. Hopefully you can maybe vibe to it, I guess, as the kids say nowadays. Speaking of kids, I just looked over and my computer screen is still lit up. Tomorrow is also National Commute. Communicate with your kids day, promoting open communication with children. So, hey, that's good too, obviously. But yeah, I'm going to put that at the end of the episode. We'll let that roll for a little bit. I think it's like a minute or two. But I wonder when YouTube copyrighted it last time, if it was due to, we didn't put the music behind. I don't know. Anyway, let's see, what else do we got here? Ooh, in 2001, border agents in Hidalgo, Texas, uncovered one of the strangest smuggling attempts ever. A man tried slipping into the U.S. while disguised as a fully upholstered car seat. The vehicle looked ordinary until an officer noticed the seat's odd shape. A quick inspection revealed the hidden passenger, leaving even veteran agents stunned as he pulled from the disguise and detained. Crazy. It does not say the man's name, but the man was wrongly accused, jailed for 10 years. He studied law in prison, became a lawyer, and sent the judge who imprisoned him to prison. Oh, that's pretty cool. Some South Carolina news. Man who self-identifies as a deer accidentally shot by hunters. Does that not surprise you? TikToker gets plastic surgery so her future children will inherit her new nose. That is fucking disgusting. Like, oh, maybe then like after she passes or something, then they could sell it. Oh, that's fucking weird. Fucking weird ass shit. Ooh, here's another good one. A raccoon is accused of making poor life choices in Virginia after passing out in a liquor store bathroom after ransacking several shelves. Man, that does not surprise me. Them raccoons. Shoot, that's... Talked about raccoons on the last. No, I do not have an obsession with fucking raccoons. But yeah, them bastards are pretty damn smart. It's just funny that the last episode we talked about the raccoon as well. There, this was pretty big. Coworker of mine thought it was kind of funny, but I don't think he believed me until we dug into it. So anyway, this is kind of a pretty big thing now. Campbell's soup. Everybody probably remembers, the chicken noodle soup, the company. A former Campbell's soup security analyst is suing the soup maker, alleging he was fired for reporting inappropriate behavior he encountered during a meeting with Vice President and Chief Information Security Officer Martin Bailey. The plaintiff in the lawsuit, Robert Garza, claims that what he assumed would be routine salary negotiation with Bailey turned into an hour-long tirade during the meeting. He says the VP launched into bigot remarks about Indian employees I don't even know how to say that word. Campbell Soup products as disgusting and labeled anyone who buys their product an idiot. As any smart employee would, Garza pulled out his phone and began recording, letting Bailey dig his own grave. During the hour and 15-minute rant, Bailey claimed that Campbell uses by-engineered meat in their soups and said he wouldn't want to eat a piece of chicken that came from a 3D printer. A representative from the Campbell Soup Company told Newsweek that the statements made in the recording did not reflect the values of the company and that Bailey had been placed on leave while they investigated the matter. That's fucking gross. I mean, but like I was saying before, does it not surprise you? All of the, all the bullshit that they put into, our foods and, just all of that nasty ass shit. Let's see here. Ooh, here's another one. On to some music news. 3 6 Mafia settled $6 million lawsuit with Suicide Boys over alleged stolen songs. Ooh, that's pretty funny. Someone commented on there. Suicide Boys, the clearest example of culture vultures. That's another thing I always wondered too. I'm going to, hold on here. I never really understood what the true definition of a culture vulture is. Let's just see right here. A culture vulture is a slang term that usually describes someone who adapts or profits from a culture that isn't their own. Uses culture only when it benefits them, often for clout, trends, money, or attention. Doesn't engage with or support the actual community. Oh, man. Holy moly. I could go down the list of motherfuckers that fit in that group. Doesn't engage. Example, someone who copies the style, music, and slang of a culture but mocks or disrespects the people from that culture when it's convenient. It's not always negative. Sometimes culture vulture is used jokingly for people who just love museums, art, or culture events, but the more common modern meaning is the trend hopper who takes from a culture without respect. Yeah, I mean, shit, it's still the same, though. I mean, that's crazy. Anywho, all right. Well, that's pretty much. Well, hold on. Let me leave it on a good note. I need to get this other one loaded up here real quick. All right. So this is pretty cool. I don't know. Not to get super religious with anything, because that was like completely the opposite of what this podcast was about, and politics. But anymore, you know what? I just don't give a shit. I'm going to talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. But on that note, this fucking works perfect. I'm staring at Krusty the Clown too, by the way, in this in my basement here. If you go to the Facebook page or Instagram, Three Wheel Bicycle Podcast, all the pictures are up on there and stuff. And, yeah, you can see what I'm talking about. But so I'm going to end this actual broadcast part of it, and I'm going to lead into that little mix-up that Josh and I had made. But, yeah, this comes from a Buddhist quote. Life becomes much easier when you understand that your job isn't to control how others think, act, or feel. Your job is to stay rooted in who you are, act with integrity, stay devoted to your evolution, and let go of everything that isn't yours to carry. Man, that's pretty solid. Love it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for continuously. Man, I'm just messing up all my words, but hey, that's all good. You know what I mean. Thank you for the continued support and listening to the show. All the people that follow the social media platforms, and just throw it in your ear if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. We're on the iHearts, Google Podcast as well. Give us a rating on there too. The show's been going for almost 8 years now. I think maybe 8 years. I don't even remember what episode this is, to be quite honest with you. Beings, trying not to. Well, I was like keeping track at a point, but after a while, like, you just kind of forget, and plus they update the software so much all the time. It's difficult to, consistently, stay up on it. But anyway, I'm going to shut the fuck up, get into the song, and then get this episode uploaded, so that way y'all have something to jam to. Maybe not jam. Well, yeah, you will have something to jam to here shortly after I shut the fuck up. But yeah, hopefully this takes you into your weekend with positive, good vibes. As always, I'm your host, Stevie V. And we'll holler at you soon. Be easy.
Now, these videos are a little old. They look a little dated. I don't want to hear any jokes about them. And don't let the style distract you. And I don't want any questions about the tables. All right.
You have to fill out a form just to throw something in the garbage? That sucks. Beavis, you're a stupid dumbass.
I was a kid. I fell into a river and a fish bumped me out of the water. I was supposed to die, but a fish bumped me out with its nose. That was the earth telling me I was supposed to do something great.